So today we went to the local farmer's market, and I always find that it's better to plan your menu when you get to the market. Whether it's your supermarket or your farmer's market, you're able to find the ingredients at their peak, the freshest, what is available, and those items are usually the least expensive. So today when we were there, we found Brussels sprouts and fresh kale that will make a salad a little bit later on, but we also found some tomatoes and basil, even some local cheeses, and we're gonna do some grilled pizzas. So I'm gonna teach you my dough recipe. It's very easy, and actually the machine does all of the work. So we have our KitchenAid attached with our dough hook, and we're gonna add 3 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons kosher salt, 1 packet of yeast, and we'll go ahead and just start the machine. To this, we're gonna add 1 2/3 cup of warm water and 2 teaspoons of olive oil. 10 minutes, it'll be ready to go. So 10 minutes, our dough is ready. It's nice. We'll just go ahead and take it off the dough hook. And then we'll just drape it with a warm, clean dish towel, and we'll let it rest for about 15-20 minutes. And now that we have our dough ready to go, the toppings are endless. So we picked up these beautiful, fine ripe tomatoes at the farmer's market. And I also like to season these with a little bit of fresh lemon juice. I have some Italian flat leaf parsley that we'll chop, and then also just a little bit of salt and pepper. Just a little dash of olive oil will go on. And that way they'll have some flavor going on to the pizza. So the toppings for our pizza is fresh basil pesto, fig preserve, goat cheese, sliced prosciutto. And for our second pizza, we have our marinated tomatoes, fresh marinara, and burrata cheese. So now that we have all of our ingredients ready to go for our pizzas, let's go ahead and get started on our dough and get it ready for the grill. And what I like to do is to cut it into 6 pieces. So in half, and then into thirds. So what we want to do is just to roll them into small little balls. So we've got all of our ingredients and our dough's ready. Let's get out to the grill. So our chips are just about smoking. So let's go ahead and get started on our pizza. What we need to do is have a clean pan and we'll just oil it, adding our pizza dough and just simply press it outward. And what we want to do is get an even shape. Doesn't really matter, but we want to get it as thin as possible. And the oil is so necessary because if not, it'll stick to the grill. We'll just take the dough, and what we're going to do is just right there. The raw dough goes right onto the grill. So now let's go ahead and set up another one for our other toppings. So now that our dough is set, we're going to go ahead and flip it over. And to this, we'll go ahead and start putting on our toppings. First thing we want to do is go ahead and put on our base sauces. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the fresh basil pesto that I made. And certainly feel free to use jarred pesto or even a sun-dried tomato pesto or artichoke tapenade. And we're just going to spread this all over. And again, we really want these ingredients to kind of go on sparingly because the crust is so thin and we want to make sure that it holds its integrity. And to this, now that we have our pesto, we're just going to crumble that fresh goat cheese. Not only is this a very unique cooking technique, but it is very fast. And then to this, we've got our fig preserve, and then we're going to top this off with our thinly sliced prosciutto ham. And for our next pizza dough, we'll go ahead and set it with the fresh marinara that I made, but that burrata cheese will certainly be the star of this pizza. It's freshwater mozzarella, but on the inside, as you can see, it's just fresh curds, and then these fresh, gorgeous marinated tomatoes. So we'll give our lid a close, and it'll start to smoke, and that smoke will infuse in the pizzas, and the bottom crust will get nice and crusty, and they're gonna be ready in just about 2 minutes. Okay, so we have our pizzas, and they look delicious. And we'll just finish cutting these up, and they're ready to go on our beautiful platters. And I have to take one for myself. Just give it a taste. So good, so crispy, so fresh. Please try this recipe. I swear, you will thank me. It is absolutely wonderful.
So with the pizza, we're gonna pair up that kale and Brussels sprout salad that I know you're gonna enjoy.
Now that we've placed our grilled pizzas on our platters, we'll go ahead and work on our kale and Brussels sprout salad. What we're gonna do is we'll just cut it right off of the stalk, and we'll go ahead and slice them very thin. And once I get halfway through, I like to turn it on its side, and that way my knife is stable, the Brussels sprouts are stable. And here we go with the kale. I've washed it real well, and all we wanna do is bend the kale over and remove the stem. We'll just do a julienne on these kale leaves. Our greens are ready to go. We'll make a quick dressing and we'll be ready to serve. Here are the ingredients for the dressing: fresh green onions, garlic cloves, equal parts extra virgin olive oil and fresh lemon juice, Dijon mustard, fresh cracked black pepper, and kosher salt. And then in with the emulsion blender. Now our dressing is emulsified and ready to go. Now that we have our fresh lemon Dijon vinaigrette and our kale and Brussels sprout greens sliced, we'll add them to our mixing bowl and our dressing. And that fresh lemon juice and the salt will actually help in softening the Brussels sprouts. Toasted pecans that will go right in, and some fresh grated pecorino romano. We'll give it a toss. Let's go ahead and plate it up. When planning your next menu, wait till you get to the market. Whether it's your supermarket or farmer's market, get there and get inspired. You'll find fresh, local, inexpensive products to make a great meal. I'm Chef Yvette Bonanno. Cook smart, not hard.